Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapad Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpataruvesya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Seek your blessing. So, pay my humble obeisances to His Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra reading and develop some taste for Krishna Katha and Krishna Nam. We are reading this wonderful chapter where Kardama Muni is actually talking to Mother Devahuti. And the chapter started by imparting some spiritual vision to Mother Devahuti so that she can partake in the vision, perception, and realization of all the achievements which Kardama Muni has done through his austerity, through his devotional service. And then Mother Devahuti, through her glance, she is speaking. Srila Bhakti, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that she is speaking with her glances, with her eyes, because the desire she had, she could not put in the words. So with the choked voice, Prabhupada translates. And then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that she was actually not speaking, she was actually just with her glances she is indicating, and it was understood. Her request was that a woman should have a offspring. Otherwise, she is considered as like a barren soil, which is not, which doesn't produces anything and doesn't have a very good, it doesn't have a right connotation added to it. So, for that reason, she is requesting for an offspring from his, from her, able husband, Kardama Muni. And she also mentions the word guna prasava, means that a person with such great qualities as Kardama Muni should have the offspring so that the world can have good population. And apart from that, in earlier chapter, chapter number 21, when Kardama Muni had audience of Supreme Personality of Godhead, at that time, he actually, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said that, O great says, I shall manifest my own plenary portion through your wife Devahuti, along with 9 daughters. And I shall instruct her in the system of philosophy that deals with the ultimate principles or categories. So basically, that was a prophecy done by Supreme Personality of Godhead, that I'm going to take birth as your son uh, in the form of Kapila and will instruct Mother Devahuti. So this this context will come further on, that after the 9 daughters, Mother Devahuti will say that daughters will go to their husband's place and you will go take sannyas. So who will be my refuse? So please provide me with a son as well. So that is the context in which this discussion is happening, that so far Kardama Muni has created now um, for the offspring and then for their union, they need a suitable environment. And for that, with his yogic mystic power, Kardama Muni has created a wonderful floating mansion, which is multi-storied, is bedecked with jewels and diamonds on its walls. And there are beautiful, it is adorned by beautiful flags, and then soft clothings, soft um, bed, and thousands of maid servants. And now realizing that in the service, while doing the service of Kardama Muni, Mother Devahuti has totally neglected her, her body, and she is emaciated, and then her hair is matted, her cloth is soiled. So he's asking her to go take bath in Bindu Sarovar, which is filled with the water from Saraswati river, is also created by the tears of Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he was so much, he was so happy with the devotional service of Kardama Muni that he shed tears, and then from there this Bindu Sarovar was created. So with that context, it highlights few very nice things. First one is that our Shastra says that anyone who takes a elevated position of mother, father, teacher, or guru, or a leader, there is a qualification. And that qualification is that you should be able to deliver spiritually that person. You should be able to guide that person on the right path of devotional service to Krishna. Otherwise, one should not take these elevated positions. So in that context, we see that how Kardama Muni is actually doing that. He has actually imparted this spiritual vision, and then engaged Mother Devahuti in the devotional service. We have many examples where which are full, our Vedic culture, Vedic text is full with such examples. We see that how Narad Muni, when he takes the position of spiritual master for so many, he actually delivers them. Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Vyasadeva, So, so we have to understand that that's the position. If one takes the position, then the important point is that you should be able to deliver the person who is under you. Now, we have in current society, we see that the focus is missing, and or the primary focus is to make some advancement uh, on the material platform. Even there is a lot of cheating and then a lot of laziness, but that's the main focus. And then the primary focus, which should be, that is the delivery of the delivering at the spiritual platform, making sure that the person is moving forward on devotional service. That's completely missing, which should be the primary focus. But so that's the qualification to take the position, this elevated position. But at the same time, there is a qualification to take the position of a follower as well. For example, in case of Dhruva Maharaj, when he was instructed by Narada Muni to pray to Supreme Personality of Godhead, he actually did that. He followed. So, following the instruction in the following the instruction being provided by the teacher, the mother, and the father is very important, and that's the qualification which enables one to be delivered. We see even example of Srila Prabhupada. He has mentioned on many occasions that something to the effect of that the only reason he is successful is because he followed the instructions of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We all know this wonderful pastime that Srila Prabhupada met Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj at few occasions, not too many. He didn't have constant physical association. But whenever he met him, he listened to and then he associated with the Vani of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There's this pastime that on the in Vrindavan, Brajmandal, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur met with his other disciples, including Srila Prabhupada. And some of them made a plan to go and then have a darshan in Brajmandal. But Srila Prabhupada chose not to go and stick around and listen to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which was very much appreciated by his Guru Maharaj. It was very much appreciated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And when other disciples returned back, he made a comment in a sarcastic way that, how was your eye exercise? So it's very important that one listens to the Vani of the spiritual master. That's what your mother Devahuti, you're seeing that this samadaya vacha, accepting the words. That's what Mother Devahuti is doing for Karma. Now, in case of our Vedic parampara system, our our responsibility is to hear from the right source connected in the disciplic succession, and then pass it on without trying to impart any mental concoction, any ideas from our own mental concoction, uh, from our own fertile mind. No, just passing the knowledge, the philosophy as it is, without mixing our own ideas into it. That's why Srila Prabhupada has named his Bhagavad Gita as it is. There is no addition from. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that the only credit you can give to me is that I presented it as it is, without actually adding things on my own. Of course, when we just listen and then pass on, it has benefits, but it should not be just like a parrot learning something from his master and then reciting. There is this famous story, moral story, where there's a parrot. There's one rishi and was very attached to a parrot, but he was afraid that this parrot may be captured by a hunter. So he taught that parrot that from very young age of that parrot that in the jungle there will be a hunter who will come, will set up the net, will put on grains as a bait. Please don't go to pick up or don't get lured by those grains. Otherwise, you will be captured by the hunter. And this message again and again by, repeating to the parrot over a due course of some time memorized it and started repeating it out of memory. Then this rishi was very convinced that this parrot has learned the lesson and set it free so that it can actually survive in the jungle. And that's what he did. He set the parrot free. But after some time, when Rishi was returning from, taking bath in the river, he saw a hunter going, and on his back was a net. And in that net, that same parrot was entangled, and that parrot was repeating that in the jungle, there'll be a hunter who will come, will set up the net, will put the grains as a bait. Don't fall for those grains, otherwise you'll be captured. So this kind of repeating does not have any, it's a mere entertainment. It doesn't have any value whatsoever. So what's the next point then? That listening to those instructions and trying to follow and then repeat. And being in our parampara system, those who are followers of Srila Prabhupada, we have very specific instruction of repeating, of chanting our rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, at least 16 rounds, and following the 4 regulative principles. If one does that, then only talking to someone can influence the audience. Otherwise, it will be just like a parrot who is repeating the words learned by from listening. So that's very important point, which I wanted to mention. So here, Mother Devahuti is actually samadaya vachaha. That's the important point which we want to, that in in her service to her husband, she has accepted his words and followed it, and just by following that instruction she is successful. So I see that there are few minutes left. So are there any comments, corrections, realizations someone wants to share? Looks like none. So over to you, Madhupati Prabhu.
5 minutes early, very well. No comments, no questions. Well, devotees are busy breaking the fast from Ekadasi. Okay. On that note, we'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. And offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Shri Narsinga, Jai
Narsinga
Narsinga,
Jai
Jai
Narsinga Jai Jai Narsinga
Bangladesh, Jai
Allah
Padma
Jai Padma Mukha Padma
Bringam,
Bringam
Ugravida
Ugravidam,
Mahavishnutam
Ujvalantam
Sarvatokam,
Sarvatomukham
Sarvtomukam,
Narsingham
Narsingham
Narsinga
Vishnu
Vishnu
Bhishणam
Bhadram,
Bhadram
Namaham.
Mrityum
Namah.
Mrityum Namamyaham
Narsinga Bhagwan ki Jai,
Ki Jai,
Bhagwan Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vacha
Patitanam
Namayo
Namo
Vaishnavi
Namaha
Vaishnavinda ki Jai.
Jai,
आज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय,
Ki
श्री
Jai,
आज की जय,
Jai.
गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hari Hari Hari
हरि
Bol.
बोल।
Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna.
Thank you everybody. Hari
Thank you.
Bol.